What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Guys, want to say what up?
What's going
Where
on?
did Sunny
good
just go?
people? I don't know where Sunny went.
She wait till we record and decide to walk off the screen. Sunny, say hi. Wave, because nobody
Now
can.
you on mute.
Welcome to tonight's show. We got a good topic for y'all as always, and I believe this will be the last of our pre-recorded series. So yes, this is a pre-recorded show, just like the last few shows have been. So make sure you guys check out those shows. They're short, sweet, to the point, and this one will be also. So we're gonna talk tonight about a topic that I actually was having a conversation with someone about. Matter of fact, it was with Tan. It's in our group, in our Join the Conversation group. We were talking about families and all that kind of stuff, and so this topic came up, and it was, do you really love your distant relatives, and what kind of relationship do you have with people that you don't see, don't know, or have a real connection to. So so we're going to talk about that tonight. But make sure you guys get over to the Join the Conversation group, because we're always talking about great topics like this over at facebook.com/groups/GFT Join the Conversation. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, this is pre-recorded, but still feel free to comment, react, and share it with your friends. All right. So guys, distant relatives. So we're talking about, those people that you don't really react or that you don't really interact with all the time, or you might have interacted with them back when you were a kid, but now, that you've been living your life, and now, you have moved on and doing things, and you only see them at funerals and maybe weddings. Do you really love them? Do you really, can you really safely say, I love you? How do y'all feel about that? Smooth, let's go with you first.
Well, my thing is, it depends on what we're considering distant. I got distant relatives. When we talk about distant relatives, that's relatives. When I think of that, I'm just saying my definition. It's relatives that I'm related to, that I may have met here and there a while ago, but never built no relationship and no bond. We just blood related. You feel me? I just know they blood related. So can I actually honestly say that I love them? Nah. You feel me? I guess no, I'm gonna say this. I can say I love them as relatives, as a family, but not as like some of my friends. It's go like, if you ask me to choose between a close friend and them, I'm gonna choose that close friend, because me and that close friend, I know them. We have a bond. We experience some things. Now, to how you framed it earlier, I have relatives, cousins that when we were younger, we were like close. You feel me? But as life goes on, we spread apart, and we don't speak as much. Is it real love there? Yes. It'll always be that real love there. And I won't necessarily say I choose a particular friend over them. You feel me? Because a lot of times that distance was created not because there was a break in the bond. It's because their parents may have moved. They had their own what they call it, intermediate family structure. So their intermediate family may have had to move or something. So it wasn't never no break in bond. It was just a distance. You feel me? So if we considering that a distance, that bond and that love will always be there because that was real. Now, would a relationship itself have to be recreated and modernly? Yes. You feel me? But I can say that's real love. I got family members. I got cousins that live in this city. The other night called me, late night, called me on Facebook. Matter of fact, now I don't like nobody calling me on no Facebook or no IG. You feel me? It's close friends that can't even call me on Facebook and IG. Like, get the fuck out, man. This hit my phone. You feel me? You feel me? But they called me, and we was on the phone for about an hour and a half. You understand? Laughing, talking about it with one of the cousins, older cousins, probably like 8 years older than me. He was talking about how he used to teach me how to walk when I was a baby. You feel me? How he like that always stuck. He remembered that.
Right.
You feel me? And that's something I asked my mom. She was like, yeah, he used to try to help you when he was around. So stuff like that, that bonds, that's distant relatives, but that's real love there.
No doubt. No doubt. Sonny?
So I think with in line what Clint said, I have family members that I have that came down to visit for different, like outside of the normal funerals and weddings and stuff like that. And family unions, I have family members that I've met at family unions that I love them, but I don't know them. So like I love them like I love all God's children, because I don't know them. I haven't spent time with them. Other than I see you at the function and identify you as family, I don't really know too much about you to say whether or not I like you or don't like you. I just know that we got blood somewhere down the line. But then I have relatives that I have met going throughout the years where they've come up, even though how far they were, they would come down and spend like a month or something down. So they got to be around the family. So even though I haven't seen, like my uncle, he lives in Hawaii. He used to live in was it Tennessee? No, I think he's from Florida. He's from Florida, but I remember he used to come up once in the blue to stay at my mom's house. He's probably a couple years older than me. He's like, I'm about to be 39, like, so he's probably in the 50s, right? And I'm about to be 40. So that's how close we are. But that was like my big cousin to me. Even though he's my uncle, it was like my big cousin to me. So even though when he used to come down, we were thick as thieves. He's grown and had kids. And even now, it's like our bond is still the same, even though it's that age gap and we can recognize it now than before. But I love him. Like, can't nobody, like if I was to have anybody walk me down the aisle, my brother couldn't do it. That would be the person that I would have walk me down the aisle, because he's like, he means that much to me, and I love him. While I also got to meet other relatives too after meeting him that lived from that area. I love them too, but like it's a lot of family members that I don't know like that. Like I've met cousins recently from when my grandma passed. Like I knew that they were around, but we all started to bond more. And because unfortunately it took tragedy for us to be around each other for a consistent amount of days, that we formed our own bonds and got to talk, and we're all around the same age group. A lot of my cousins were the same age group, like in that range. So now we get to step outside of just the family functions, and I'll see you and I'm here. Like one of my cousins, I think it shocked her because she had a little situation, something happened around the corner from my house. My niece, my daughter called me and Jazz went around there to make sure she was good. And she was just like, oh, y'all coming around here. But I think she didn't expect that, because we didn't have that with our other cousins where we grew up with them. And it was like, we just met you a couple years ago, but at the same time, it's still love there. So like, I have to see you every day, but I don't love you any less. But the fact that we did get that time, and I got to know you as a person to an extent, and I fuck with you heavy. So, and you my people, so I'm gonna make sure you good. But like, to understand that even for her to be like, oh, I didn't think that y'all, like, not that she didn't think it, but like it kind of surprised her, like her sisters maybe, but not like she don't see us all the time, but to be like, we here, we good, you good, you type of thing. So I think it's automatically love. It's just how you love them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Dane?
I got family in Ohio I haven't seen since 1990 something. My father's side of the family. I have love for them. Something was to happen to them, I feel really bad. Not bad as if I was something would happen to anybody in this box here, because I've actually speak to you guys on a regular basis, more so them. It goes back to, I think, you and Hype's recorded show a couple of days ago, talk about friendship. I got more love for Willie than I do than my own blood. because the relationship is one-sided basically. It's like I made all these efforts to reach out to my father's side of the family, but it seems like just real life stuff happens. We're all grown. They got their own family. They get their own lives. But when it seems like one-sided, when one person's reaching out more than the other, that's when I, just fall back and just love them from afar. Like just admire and whatever they put on social media, celebrate it, love them for it, congratulate them, and move on. I don't try to figure out what's going on behind the scenes details because we don't have that type of relationship since we were kids. Just love them from afar, appreciate it, and just keep moving.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Definitely how you love them. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you all in terms of there's family members who they're family members, but and to Smooth's point, distant can be distance, or it can be just distant in terms of just not having that connection, right? They could be around the corner, but if I don't have a connection, I don't have a connection, right? I mean, I got a cousin that lives, I want to say about 20 miles from me, but I don't know him. I don't know any part of his family. I just know that he's my cousin. That's it. Definitely want to have a relationship just because that's family, but not. I can't say I love him, or that or that, like you said, I would choose him over a friend that I actually, a good friend of mine, or even if even somebody like Smooth or Sunny. I've only seen Smooth and Sunny in real life one time, but I've worked with them for all these years, talk to them all the time. I know them, I know their families, all that good stuff. And I felt like family going to Trenton when I was down there. It was so funny going there.
You already know my
people
family.
I'm not trying to introduce myself. People like, we know you, Willie Styles. What you talking about? It's like, but it's like, people who I don't have a real connection to. I mean, it was so funny. I mean, the circus was funny, but I was at a funeral one time, and I remember this guy coming up to me and was just like, "Oh man, you don't grew up so much," and blah blah this and blah blah that. And he's like, "Man, I love y'all so much." And I'm just sitting there like, okay, cool, thanks. I'm like, like, I have no clue who you are. I mean, you don't even know my name. You don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, yeah, you may recognize me, but like, I ain't probably seen you. I mean, you ain't probably seen me in 30 years, 40 years. And, like, I wouldn't be able to recognize you in the streets next week. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, and he lives in the same city I live in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
he went there for the free food. Like, he went there for the free food, like Poetic Justice. His name was Lucky, right?
Right. Who knows? But, it's like, but it's like the biggest thing is that I think sometimes people, they take that connection and they just attach love to it. Somebody I was talking to about the use of love. They were like, man, and I think Smooth, you even said this, like, man, we just throw around the word love like it ain't nothing, like it's just it's just something you just attach to something without any regard. And I think that's what it is, and it's and I know it's not with malice or anything. People are genuinely trying, because they're like, oh, you're my family, so I love you because you're my family. And I think Smooth, you were just saying that it's like, yeah, I got love for you because and I think Dane too said it's like, I got love for you because you're family, and I know what our connection is, but we don't, I know what our familial connection is, but we don't have a personal connection. So, exactly. I can't, I definitely won't love you over somebody else that I do have a connection with, or I don't have a genuine love of you over that, too much over that, so I think that it's safe to say that, we as much as we want to, because it's like, hey, we are, sometimes our family is important to us, or sometimes our family is, an important, concept to us, but it's not genuine love that you have for a genuine or genuine connections that you have. And you definitely are not going to feel the same way, like, I mean, I remember going to funerals and people are crying over people they don't even know. And it's like, you know, I feel bad for any human being that dies.
That would make me feel
And
awkward.
if I feel like I know them, you know, I mean, like, I had tears when Tupac and Biggie died because I felt like I knew those guys from their music. I know their music, I know their lifestyle, I know their you know, their ins and outs. I you know, I go to a funeral for a second or third cousin from, you know, my mama want me to go with her to that funeral. What I'm gonna cry for? I don't know that person. You know, I feel bad that they died. I know, don't get me wrong, but you know, I'm not about to sit there and cry because make it look good.
To your point about love, right? Love is action. Love is an action word. Love isn't an adjective to me. So love is action. So that means sacrifice is part of that. So even when you say, when we talk about Tupac or Biggie, or like for me it was Ali, Muhammad Ali. Like I don't have idols. I don't have role like that. I don't believe in idolatry at all.
Right.
But you know, that was somebody who I admired for the things that he sacrificed. I sacrificed time and emotion and researching that man. You feel me? That's a sacrifice. When you put time into something, when you research somebody, when you put emotion, defending him, you know, and you feel me? The stuff he did that was so important. I wasn't even born. You understand? But to your point about it's certain family members who I know that, you know, there's no sacrifice on either side. You know, like I know they haven't sacrificed anything for me, no time, no emotion, no none of that, even check up on me. And I can't say I've done the same. So, you know, it'll be a respect thing.
Yeah.
Like if they die, go to the funeral, is pay respect, you know, because they may have been closer to another cousin that I'm super close with. You feel me? So, you know, just as a family thing, you showing respect and love for the family. But at the end of the day, you know, there's no connection, there's no sacrifice, there was no action in our relationship. So I can't have that, you know, true love, you know, as well, like you said, how we consider love, how we define love. I don't have that for that person.
Yeah, indeed. Great point. Great point.
There's different ways of love too. You know, there's romantic love, friendship love, family love. You know, so it doesn't have to be the very deep emotional love that you have for that person. It could just be that love of family or something that you have had in the past. If y'all did have a close relationship, you had that genuine memories of that fondness of when y'all grew up. Time, distance might have split y'all apart. That don't mean you don't love them any less. Your love just hasn't grown as time went on. You just, you know, it's just there.
Yeah, and to Smooth's point, I had the same situation where I have cousins that I grew up with, lived in the same house, hung out all the time, you know, grew up together, and then as we got to be, you know, older adults, we split apart in terms of how much time we could spend together or how much effort we could put into talking to each other or anything like that. But I still, because of that history and that relationship, you know, in the past, I still cling to that, and we and that fondness of remembering the things that we did together is what keeps us going. You know, we see each other, we talk about the old times, and we even still share some of those connections where it's like, you know, we can still laugh about certain things that's happening now. We still, you know, or we connect over, you know, what our kids are doing or just what we're doing in general, and it's like, you know, we can just kind of rekindle that or bring that to the forefront again. And so that love never goes anywhere. And it's like, okay, you know, I can genuinely say my close cousins and even some of their kids, you know, I have close connections to some of my cousins' kids. Now I have certain cousins that I only have a close relationship with them, but I really don't have a lot, you know, a big relationship with their kids because, you know, they're so much younger than me and I really didn't interact with them at all. You know, that kind of thing. But then, you know, there's others where, you know, like I got this one cousin, you know, me and her, she always, you know, we always say we're each other's favorite cousins. And then I think it's her oldest 3 kids. Like I have a great relationship with the older 3 kids. Now, you know, she's got a couple younger kids and it's like, you know, it's like I appreciate them and I do love them, but it's like, it's a different, you know, it's more of like, oh, you know, you're my cousin's kids, and
Yeah, because you
I
were
love
there to
you for
put time
that,
with the
but
older ones.
I don't have a real connection to them because I really wasn't around when they were really, growing up. They were, they were babies, that kind of thing, and it's like, oh, but there's people that's like, I don't know them from, I literally wouldn't be able to tell who they are if I bumped into them, literally.
I have it's a crazy, it's a situation even closer to that. Like my uncle, my mother, one of my mother's brothers was in town recently. Now y'all know, like, I'm the oldest of 9. My mom has my dad has 4, my mom has 5. So my other mom, my younger siblings on my mom's side, they really don't know that uncle. Because I'm so much older than them. My closest sister is 6 years younger than me. So she remember him a little bit more than the rest of them, but they have no idea who he is because he moved. You feel me? So like I was around, like, growing up. So when he was in town, he wanted to link up with me and my and his younger brother, who was just a few years older than me, catch a football game and chill and hang. You feel me? But it's like the rest of them, to your point, he like you, he don't have that connection with them because they was either born when he was gone or a baby. You feel me? So it's like that's one of them things right there. So it's like I can reach out to him and probably ask him for a favor more so than my younger brother. You feel me? Was actually named after my mom's and his father. Could actually reach out to him and ask him for a favor because he like I never, they don't have that relationship. Like I'm talking about. Remember when I think I remember telling the story. I used to always have an uncle who gave me $100 every time I made honor roll.
Right.
That was him.
Okay.
You feel me? So I tell them that story, and they be sitting there like, "Shit, you ain't never give me $100. I don't know." So like that's one of those examples right there.
That reminds me of like when this conversation reminds me of like for those who have absentee parents. It's like, do you love them? Because you don't know them. You understand that that's your blood relation and that's your thing. Yes, your of course they wants to be loud now. But that like that's the person that you that's made you. And you may not have a terrible relationship with them, but your relationship is like not where it's supposed to be. And it's like, do you really love them? Like, I know you're my dad, but like, and I have that for me personally. I know, like, I remember my dad being there when I was younger. I remember him being around and being there, him going to jail and then coming back. And then this person, I met him, I think I was grown by the time he came out of jail. And it's like, while he was there, there was no contact. I understand why it wasn't. And even when he came home, it was this weird Xavier shush. It was a weird thing. So for me, it's like I know you, I identify you're my dad, but I can't say that, oh, I love you. Like I would tell my mom I love her. I don't, or even my uncle that I've been around for forever. I love you. I don't know you, man. Like
right. Yeah. I mean, I never met my biological, so I definitely wouldn't. If I met him, I wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, I love you because you're my dad." Like that definitely wouldn't come out my mouth. Probably got some words for him, but I definitely don't have. Those aren't the words. And that would even go for like a grandparent, right? It's like, okay, like if I found out that a grandparent was still alive, and it was like, oh, I knew you were around. I knew you were existed, but I just, never came around. It's like, well, then, it's like, what do I do? I guess that would be a really good question for a person that's gone through that. I mean, you just kind of answered that too, and I wonder, if other people feel that way. So definitely, if you guys are watching and in the comments, definitely, mark that in the comments. How would you feel about your absentee parent or a parent that's just part time that may have come in your life, had to get out of your life, come in your life, that kind of thing, that's in and out, that kind of thing, because that happens so much, so often to so many people. And I had one other question for you guys before we wrap up here, and that is, would you tell a person that you are don't have a full legitimate connection with that you love them? that's a family member.
No. I don't. If you hear me, if you're around me, Willie, say you come to Trenton one more time, we hang out, and you see me dap somebody up, I be, I love you, bro. I meant that. Mm-hmm. If you see me dap somebody up, what's good? Respect, holla at you. That's all that is. Mm-hmm. You feel me? That's all that is. You gonna know. I'm gonna tell the person. That's why I had this issue. I don't know if it was on here or if I was debating on Twitter. I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. But we was they was talking about men being tough. I'm talking about, and I was like, they was talking about tough guys, people in the hood, ghetto, gangsters don't say. I was like, shoot, gangsters be the main ones I hear say I love you all the time to each other. You feel me? Because they know that may be the last time they see that person. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm like, and where I'm at in my hood, me and my fellas that we tight in the circle, before we leave each other or when we see each other, is always love first. We always say, I love you, bro. Boom. And or holla at you, I love you. You feel me? Be safe. You know what I mean? Or stay dangerous. That's how we move. So, you know what I mean? So, like, I can't just say I love somebody because they family or something like that. Like, nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to front.
Is that not the part? Right. Sonny, what about you?
See, here's where I say, like, it's the type of love, right? So if you hear me say I love you to somebody, no, love you, not even I love you, just love you. There's a difference of me because I got love for you, family. Like I love you, going about your way. It's a difference between me saying, hey, all right, Clint, I love you, like go, like be on your way. That's it. The I love you is very different than the love you going about the business type of thing. So like I said, it's for certain people. Like it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you hear me say I love you, that's it. Like I love you like God's child.
Sonny out here saying I love you to everybody. We got you, Sonny. Watch what Sonny say. Game.
I'm kind of scared to answer. How can you follow that? So no, I'm not saying I love you to everybody. You have to be extremely close to me. Not only me, but my family. For me to say I love you, we have to have a special bond where we go back. Like
that's why you never told me you love me.
We go back to $2 chips. The 2-for-1. So I got love for his mom, his sister. And Willie's family. We grew up together. Everybody grew up together. We stayed in contact. That's real love right there. Can't say I love you to everybody on my family. I actually had a close cousin that felt like a brother to me growing up. I can't say I love you to him because that one-sided relationship comes back in play. Life takes people away. Jobs, whatever. Move out of state. I understand you can't see each other like you used to, but I get messages from my mom. Hey, did you know your cousin's in town? Like, no, I didn't get a phone call. Like, you should call him. Why doesn't he call me? Like, he's the one coming to see me. He's the one that's coming from out of town to see his family. To let me know that you're in town. Don't let me have third party. You can say hi to me.
Mm-hmm. And I want to before you answer, before you wrap it up, Willie, I want to add this to it. Also, how you doing, pretty baby? Also, I implore people, don't get caught up in nostalgia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And don't confuse nostalgia with love, because nostalgia will bring you back to an emotion, to a feeling, and it'll make you feel warm because you'll remember that time and everything that was going on in that time may have been good for you. Things may have been happy. And now you want to associate that person with that happiness. That's not love. That's nostalgia. You feel me? You don't know that person no more. you feel me? You got to relearn that person. So you got to learn the difference between the two, between nostalgia and like real love.
It goes back to that whole relationship thing too, because remember, you broke up for a reason. Like relationships, you like your memories can be flawed. You remembering something that's not there, or remembering a feeling that's not there. You know, their mind can play tricks on you. You're perceiving a past relationship or something that you think that could be happening. You know, it's false.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So you know, so I definitely feel the same way. I mean, I definitely have heard people say it, and I didn't it didn't bother me, but I also was like, it's not something I would be like throwing around for people that I don't really know. I definitely wouldn't be initiating that like, oh, I love you. It's like no, I really don't know how I would react. And so I was like, I love you, and I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But I definitely wouldn't be throwing it around for people that I don't really know. I got friends that I definitely, will tell them I love them, that kind of thing. I got, family members that I definitely love, but it's not really something that I see as important to just be throwing that around just because it's, a good word to use, and just because it's family. Because it's, like you said, or like y'all always been saying, is that, if there's no connection, there's no connection, there's no, not that I won't ever love you or that I won't ever, have a connection. It's just, it's not one now. And, and great points about the nostalgia. I think we talked about that in a previous episode as well, in terms of, being caught up in a friendship just because you got time behind you, that you've been, friends for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, that kind of thing. And now you feel like you're obligated to someone. Like, I'm not obligated to love you just because you're my family. I'm not obligated to say I love you just because, we got some kind of, DNA connection. That's not a requirement at this point, So it's like Smooth said, how I define love, it's not real love. It wouldn't be genuine. Do you really want that? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, great episode, great topic. Make sure you guys comment. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you get at us, and guys, let's let them know where they can find us. Smooth, I think you're first.
You already know it's your boy Smooth. You can catch me on my blog site at kingstruth.com. Please hit me up on there, but I'm on Twitter all the damn time at E Trenton Groomy. You feel me? And Snapchat at King's Truth. So I'll let you boy.
No doubt.
You were going to me. It's your girl, I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And TikTok, I just added my draft on my TikTok, so check it out and don't judge me harshly. Also go to my blog, unreservedlyme.com. Bye, guys.
Yo, it's your boy here. You can catch it right here. Everything. Screenshot it. Take a picture. Like it. Love it. It's me. Holla.
And it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter, and Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Find me over at gamingwithstyles.com or visit me over at stylesradio.com, listening to all the hot tracks, or williestyles.info for all my links. You know where to catch us. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do.
Make sure y'all comment about Sunny Hairdo.
Make sure y'all get the merchandise. We got. Well, I don't have it on. I thought I had some on. Make sure y'all get some merchandise over at gftradio.creator-spring.com. Make sure you follow us and check out our socials. gftradioshow.com has all the links that you need, as well as listen to us free on demand on all the audio platforms and podcast platforms, as well as our live and pre-recorded shows over on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm sorry, Smooth. What'd you say?
No, I was telling them to make sure they comment about Sunny Hairdo.
Oh yeah. Make sure, yeah. Sonny's got the new do. Sonny's got the new do. New do alert. New do alert. New hair. Who this? All right, y'all. Have a good night. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation. the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTRadioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links to all